Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. My name is Nichelle. I post videos once a week, and today I thought I would finally tell the story of how I was scammed out of $2,000.
I'm just a kid who's born. Each day I grow some more. I like exploring.
Yeah, you are welcome to come in. Look.
So I went on this app called OfferUp because my friend had suggested the app. Her parents had bought her a car, OfferUp. I was looking at cars, and obviously I wasn't looking at anything too expensive. I found one. I was looking at older cars like 2002s and 6s and stuff, and I found one. I found a 2002 Ford Focus for $2,000, and I had $2,000, so I was like, oh great, perfect. I messaged the woman and I'm like, hey, I'd like to meet somewhere and take your car for a test drive, if that's okay. Do you have the title in your name? All the questions you should ask when buying a car. She's like, yeah. She wanted to meet at this grocery store that my mom is not comfortable with. It's like in a really seedy neighborhood, and it's not really a good grocery store. So she's like, why don't we meet at so-and-so high school, because I know it's not that far from that grocery store. So we met at a local high school. So we arrived, and my mom had asked my uncle to come just to have a male figure there, and he knows like a little bit about cars. He's not like an official, like, he's not a certified mechanic, but he does know something about cars. I actually could be wrong about that. He could be certified, but I don't think he is. But he met us there. And so we were waiting for about half an hour. And so I messaged the woman. I'm like, hey, are you on your way? Because we've been waiting here for half an hour. I didn't say it like that, but I'm like, are you almost here? You know, we're waiting. She's like, yeah, I'm about half an hour away. And I'm like, you told me this time, which this was red flag number one. You were late. So another half hour goes by. So by this point, it's an hour. And she still hasn't showed up. So I message her again, and she does not respond to me. So I'm assuming she's like driving, and I'm like, okay, yeah, safety first. But 45 minutes goes by, and I finally get a message, I'm about 15 minutes away. I thought you just said 45 minutes ago that you were half an hour away. Or actually it was, I don't know. But I was like, you just said you were half an hour away, and now you're not. I need to take this down. I look like freaking Rocky. No, I don't. Don't even make that comparison. No, Nichelle. She finally gets here. It's like 2 hours later. She's late. We are in this hot sun because keep in mind, this is like September, like end of September, beginning of August, and the sun is still pretty hot. It was still like summer weather, and it was like at least 85, maybe hot, maybe hotter. We were all dying. We were waiting in the hot sun for her, and we didn't know what, we didn't know she'd be driving that car or like a different, like we didn't know. So we didn't know what to look for, so we were waiting outside of the car so we could like keep an eye out, because the parking lot, the high school parking lot was full because I guess there was some event going on. She shows up, and she does not show up in the car that I was going to buy or that I was going to test drive. And so she's like, oh yeah, my mechanic is bringing it. He'll be here soon. About 20 minutes goes by, and the mechanic finally shows up with the car, and he's like, hey, yeah, sorry, I'm late. I had to do a few like last minute touches on it, and I didn't think anything of it. So he asked me if I want to take it for a test drive. You know, we meet, blah, blah, blah. He asked if I want to take it for a test drive. I'm like, yeah, I'll take it for a test drive around the school parking lot because I don't know this area and I don't want to take it out on the street. So I take it around the school parking lot. My mom takes it out on the street. My mom knows, like, what to listen for. She always jokes that she's had so many crappy cars in her life that she knows what to listen for. Like, she knows when something's about to go, which is so sad. You should never be in that situation, but unfortunately she does. So we test drive it. Everything looks good. My mom says everything sounds good. It's a good car. So he's like, okay, well, the car actually still needs some work done. And I was like, you didn't put anything on this about the listing about the car needing work. So I was like, okay. And he's like, okay, well, it'll take me about a week to do. And my mom was like, okay, well, how do we know that you're not going to fix it and then sell it to someone else? And he's like, well, here's what we can do. I can give you the title if you give me $1,000. The thing is, though, the title was still in his name. It wasn't even in that woman's name. It was in his name. So see, if he had been like really shady, he could have like reported the title like stolen or something, and my mom could have like gotten in trouble, because you're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to just give someone your title without it like being transferred over. So we gave him $1,000. He gave us the title. Thank God he didn't like call the cops on my mom, because that would have been bad. But he takes it back to his shop, and I have it on my phone, so that's why I'm like looking down, because I have like a list. I like wrote down my thoughts, so it's like more organized. My mom decides when we get home, she's gonna look up the mechanics and like background information and just like see if she can find anything, and she didn't find anything. This, guys, this is so important to the story. this is like, this could have prevented all of this, but my mom looks up his information and doesn't find anything. Remember that. My mom calls every day for updates because she decides that, you know, she's gonna put the title like in her name once it gets like transferred over and stuff, and she's just gonna like take care of all the logistics, because it was my first car. I didn't know anything about buying a used car or anything like that, so I just knew like you pay and you get the car. That's all I knew. So my mom calls every day for updates, and he's like, it's still not done yet, I'll call you when it's done, but she's still calling every day just to like make sure he's like still working on it or whatever. Oh, keep in mind, his like shop, it wasn't even like a shop. Like, he said he had his shop like down the road. His shop was not down the road from that high school. It was half an hour away from that high school. And 2, his shop was a gravel lot with like some junk cars and like a tow truck. I was like, okay, this is not a mechanic shop, but to each their own. I didn't think anything of it. Well, also I want to say, I bought this car in a different city, so it's not like he can like track me down or like find me somehow, because I don't live anywhere near where he lives. We don't have any ties. I deleted OfferUp since. I don't have any ties to the woman or him.
I say all of that just in case like they want the car back, or they want to like give me my money back, but we sold the car, so I don't want any ties to either one of them.
At the end of a week, he finally calls my mom and he says that the car is finally ready, and I'm like jumping up for joy. I think there's a video about it where I'm like, oh my gosh guys, I'm finally gonna get my, like I was doing I bought my first car at 18 or something. In it, I had basically said I was going to get my car. It's somewhere, you can watch the video. My mom comes to get me, I think it's a Friday. It's either a Friday or a Saturday, but I believe it's a Friday. But we get there, and as soon as I hop out, so I'm wearing like the high top Converse, like the ones that like go up your ankle kind of. Not like all the way up your ankle, but just like a little bit up your ankle. And then I'm wearing shorts, and then it's like 85 degrees out. It's so hot, and I'm wearing shorts. I'm wearing a short sleeve shirt. The shirt actually says good vibes, I believe. So in my sunglasses, I hop out of the car and there's this man standing there, like I guess another client. I put that in parentheses because this man is not a man of business. He does not know how to run a business, but we'll get into that a little bit later. I hop out the car and there's a guy just staring. As soon as I hop out the car, I like look over at him, and he like looks me up and he does. As if, like, just from me dressing that way, I thought I was better than him, or like I had said something. He like did that thing as if I had said like I was better than him, or he did that as if I was like dressed in Gucci. Boy, I got these clothes from Kohl's and Ross, okay? Like, really? I'm not dressed in Gucci and Prada and Louis Vuitton. Like, Prada is not a clothing company. I don't know. He just looked at me like I had hopped out the car looking like I was dressed in like all these like high-end fashion brands, and I wasn't. I was dressed in like everyday clothes, but he looked at me as if I hopped out of a limousine and I had said I was better than him. Anyways, my mom and I stand around for about 10 minutes, and then I say, hey Mom, I'm really, really thirsty because I was dying. I was like, can we go to Sonic? There's a Sonic around here. She's like, yeah. So she's like, okay. Oh, I gotta think of a name. Let me think of a name. Mr. Pancake. Mr. Pancakes, we're gonna go get something to drink. And he's like, oh yeah, okay, that's fine. So my mom and I go off to Sonic, and we're trying to like find the Sonic. It was so confusing. I just realized that this is in the way, and I'm sorry if that's like annoying to anyone. Okay, how do I like take this off? Oh, okay, you know what? I'm sorry, you're just gonna have to deal with it if it's bothering anyone. Sorry. So, we couldn't find it, and as soon as like we were about to find it, he called and he's like, hey, the car's not ready, and also I don't want you guys coming back because this guy is a little bit on edge because I had told him was gonna have his car done at this time, and I don't have it because I was working on y'all's. So if y'all could just come back a different day, I just don't think it's really a good idea for you guys to come back right now. My mom was like, okay, that's fine, yeah. So she tells me, I'm obviously saddened. I'm so sad. We go home. He had said that it would be ready on Monday, and my mom was like, well, she has work Monday and I have work. He was like, okay, well, maybe you guys can meet on Wednesday. She's like, no, Wednesday's not good. So he's like, okay, well, we can do like Friday. And my mom was like, yeah, that's good or whatever, or even Saturday. So anyways, all I know is that a week goes by, we go to get the car. So as soon as we get there, it's just him, and we pull up or whatever, we get out the car. He's still working on my car. So I'm like, so what were you doing this past week? You said that you were going to work on it all this week. That was red flag number 2. I was like, what? It's still not done. Like, I really should have like ran at that point. I should have been like, can I have my $1,000 back? Here's your title. I don't want to deal with this, but no. my impatient self. He's finally finished, and when he's like finished doing whatever, oh, keep in mind, he had his tools in a Louis Vuitton bag. He didn't even have a toolbox. It was in a Louis Vuitton bag, or not even a handbag. It was in a Louis Vuitton duffel bag. You don't even have a toolbox. That should have been another red flag. He finishes whatever. He like, I saw him like strip a wire. I don't think you're supposed to do that. I don't know anything about cars, but I'm pretty sure you don't strip a wire and then close the hood. I'm pretty sure that could like lead to an electrical fire. He like stripped a wire, tied it with another wire, and closed the hood. I don't think that's correct, but whatever. As soon as he closes the hood, the car won't start. And we're like, really? Now the car won't start. He's like trying everything. And me, not being a mechanic, I'm like, hey, maybe there's no gas in it, because I didn't know how long this car had been sitting. I didn't know. He's like, no, I don't think so. And he like tried something else for 5 more minutes, and then my mom says, hey, maybe there really isn't any gas in it. And he's like, maybe. He's like, I'm gonna take it up to the Quick Trip and I'm gonna see if I can get some gas in it. And so that takes like half an hour. So he finally comes back after that. It's running. So I'm like about to test drive it around that area because it wasn't like a busy street, and so I felt comfortable going out on the street, and plus I needed to like test drive it on the actual road. As soon as I get to the gate to like turn, the car shuts off. Guys, that was red flag number 3. I should, and something in me, I was like, Mom, I don't think that's normal. I don't think the car is supposed to shut off. My mom was like, maybe it's just because it's been like, you know, it's been sitting, he's been working on it for 2 weeks. Maybe it hasn't had a chance to like run. Like, even now, like, thinking back on it, it didn't make sense. And I was like, my gut was like, Nichelle, do not buy this car. But like, something in me was just like, I really want it. I start it up again, it starts, I take it for a test drive, everything looks good. It's a good car. If you push on the accelerator, it actually like accelerates. It was a good car. So I thought. I like it. My mom pays him the other $1,000. He officially signs over the title to her, or like whatever, like, and then she has to like get it transferred in her name. I don't know how that works. So I just wanted to say that although I said my mom paid him the other $1,000, it was all my money. I had saved up from working at Starbucks, and it was my money, but she was holding on to it, and she was doing like the transactional stuff, but it was all my money. She didn't pay for the car at all. So we go home, and my mom decides that she just wants a second opinion. So she takes the car to Pep Boys. And if you don't know what Pep Boys is, I don't know if it's everywhere. It's a mechanic shop, like a legit mechanic shop. She takes it there for the weekend, and then on Monday they call her and they say, so yeah, your car actually, we found so many hazardous things. And they gave her the report, and basically everything totaled up to about $2,000 in damages. Like, it would cost me $2,000 more to fix it. I had just paid $2,000. I didn't have another $2,000, and Pep Boys was saying if we wanted to get the car fixed, it would cost $2,000. It's not worth it to pay $2,000 more to get it fixed when we paid that for the car initially. So my mom calls back Mr. Pancakes, and she's like, I would like a refund, because what I forgot to mention is that he gave us a refund. He gave us 90 days on the engine and anything else wrong with the car. The engine was strong. Everything else was wrong with the car. The engine was a brand new, or not engine, or the battery was like a brand new battery. The engine was strong, but everything else was wrong with the car. Basically, it was a death trap. My mom had drew up a contract too, and he signed it, so it was all in writing. And he was like, well, okay, this is what my mom told me. She said that when she called him and told him that Pep Boy said it was going to cost this much to fix it and that we'd like our money back, he said, well, why did you call Pet Boys? And she was like, because I wanted a second opinion. I am entitled to a second opinion. And he's like, Pet Boys is notorious for doing things to cars. No, they are not. They have locations all over the U.S. They are not notorious for doing things to cars. That's not true. After all of that, at the end, he was like, well, I don't have the money. You spent my $2,000 within a weekend? You didn't have, like, that blew my mind. But I was like, okay, whatever. Well, I wasn't like, whatever. I was like, okay, you need to get my money back. Like to him, not my mom. I was like, okay, well, I would like my money back. My mom keeps calling him over the course of like 2 weeks. He was using excuses like, well, my grandma just died. And my mom was like, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, but when will you have the money? Like, this is a business. I'm sorry that your grandma passed away, if she even did, but this is a business you're running. You're just trying to get out of giving me back my money because you don't have it. My mom basically figures out that he's going back on his word. He's not going to give me back my money, even with the contract signed. So my mom looks up his information again because she decides that she's going to sue him. And what happened, remember how I said that she looked up his information before and nothing came up? Turns out she was looking up his information in the wrong county. She was looking it up in the county that we live in, and since he lives in a different county, it didn't cross her mind that like it was a different county. So I don't like blame my mom. Like, it's not her fault, obviously. Like, I could have done my own research. I don't blame my mom, and I'm not ever gonna blame my mom for that. Like, it was a learning lesson for me. So she looks up in the right county his information, and she finds all this information about him. People have sued him before for similar reasons. Like, he scammed this elderly couple out of a $6,000 car. So like, they had a situation similar to mine, and when they found out there was problems with the car that they had just bought for $6,000, they tried to go back to him, and obviously the same thing happened that was happening to me, and basically they got scammed out of $6,000. My mom decides she's gonna sue him. She sends the sheriff to the door. The sheriff knocks on the door, whatever. This is like, they told her like what they had done and like what happened. So the sheriff said that when he went to the door, somebody, his great uncle, and he's like, hey, is Mr. Pancakes here? And his great uncle answered the door and said, no, Mr. Pancakes no longer lives here. My mom thinks that he was lying and that the person who answered the door was actually him. He just lied to the police because he knew like why they were there. It's still like open today, to this day. Like, she didn't close the claim or whatever. She's still like, we're still suing him. There's a reason why it's not going any further. I'm gonna explain that in a second. He stops taking my mom's calls, and eventually his voicemail box gets full. So my mom can't even leave messages for him anymore. And so my mom looks him up one last time, and she finds out, drum roll please, I don't know why I'm smiling, he was arrested on tax evasion. So I strongly believe in karma, guys, and I think that everything happens for a reason, and if you do good, you will receive good things, and if you do bad, if you put bad out in the world, bad things will come back to you. I believe this is a case of karma. Yes, I lost my $2,000. For anyone wondering, I did not get my money back. The reason that we can't go any further in like suing him is because he's in jail. Yes, I lost my $2,000, but I believe that this is karma's way of getting back at him. I'm not saying I wish this upon him or I wish ill will upon him, but I just believe that I was oh, my camera's about to die. Okay, let me hurry up. I believe that shoot. The camera cut off, but my battery's about to die. I don't wish any ill will upon him, but I was so mad because I was like, Mom, he just got away with this. Like, it's not fair. And she's like, I know it's not fair, but life isn't fair. Like, I know I sound like a spoiled brat, but I was like, it's just like, it really like irked me because I was like, nothing's gonna happen to him. He's just gonna get away with taking my money and like nothing's gonna happen. But no, I believe karma did its justice. This happened. Like I said, I don't wish any ill will toward him. I didn't wish for this to happen. It just happened, and I think that karma did its due diligence, and he got, I don't want to say like he got what he deserved, but he got what he deserved. The lesson learned is that I just need to be more patient with things. If it's meant to be, it'll be. Baby, just let it be. Okay. Also, you can't rush your blessings, and I think that's a lesson maybe we can all learn from this. So that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel if you're new, and make sure you hit that notification bell. I post videos once a week, and that's all I have to say. Don't make the same mistakes I did. Learn from my mistakes. Be patient. If it's meant to be, it'll all work out. That is it for this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, guys. You can't, okay, I'm done.